We make money three ways when we hold homes. The first way is through the appreciation of the property. It goes up in value over time. Maybe not every year, but over time, it'll go up in value. The second way is from the principal buy down. This is where my mortgage balance keeps going down. It's going down because the tenant is paying me. They're paying my mortgage for me. So it's my mortgage balance is going down while my appreciation rate, this is my equity. Over time, my equity builds in two ways: appreciation and the buy down on the mortgage. And the third way is from the cash flow of the property. I'm earning incomes three different ways doing buy and hold properties.
Welcome to the Falls Home Front. I'm Tim Lockhart, and today's episode is one that I've been looking forward to. I'm sitting down with Andrew Postell, and he's someone that I've known for several years through the real estate investor groups that we've been going to together. Andrew is not just a lender, he's a strategist when it comes to helping people to use real estate as a wealth building tool. He is the originating branch manager at CrossCountry Mortgage, consistently ranked in the top 1% of loan officers nationwide. He specializes in VA and DSCR lending, especially for folks who want to think bigger than just their primary home. Today we're talking about how to leverage financing the right way, what opportunities exist right now for military families and investors, and how to build a smarter long-term game plan. Welcome to the show, Andrew.
Tim, thank you for having me. It is great to see you again. So glad to be here.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, you've been doing this for about 25 years, and I'm looking back as how you started as an investor. What originally drew you into this?
So the thing that really attracted me to it, Tim, was my uncle. So my uncle, yeah, he was in the military. He moved around quite a bit, but every time he moved, he kept his home. So he'd move and keep his previous home, move again, but keep that home, move. When he retired, Tim, he had seven homes. And yeah, when you're a kid, when you're a child, he's my uncle. There's no difference between families. You don't notice these things. But as I got older, I'm like, hey, wait a minute. My uncle's life is a little bit different than our lives. Maybe we should be doing a little bit what he's doing. So he was my inspiration to it.
Oh, nice. That's a great story. And so what made you want to transition into helping others to build their own wealth through property management?
Oh, if you're in it, you see the benefits. More people should absolutely be owning a home than do right now. I know it's hard. It's harder than it ever has been. But if you can do it, it can change your life. Just like it changed mine, just like it's changing yours, my uncle's. Yeah, so the passion is there because I lived it and I see how much different my life is now because of real estate.
Getting into real estate, I know a question that I get a lot also, you get this question a lot. People trying to time the market, asking, is now the right time to buy or should I wait? Or how do you answer that for people?
The best time, Tim, was 5 years ago, right? Wasn't that the best time? Or if you want to go back even 10 years ago, even 10 years ago was even better than five. So guess what you're going to be saying in 5 years from now? I wish I would have bought 5 years ago. Yeah, it's only getting harder. I can't change our society. I can't change the economy by myself. But I do know that in 5 years, it's going to be even harder than it is today. It's just the world that we live in. So I can choose to buckle down and buy a house now, or I can wait and do it when it's harder. Now is the time to do it.
Right. Well, we all have to live somewhere, and so we could live in a place that we rent or that we own. What do you see as the benefits of being a homeowner versus renting?
Oh, so now, Tim, I can make the case to rent too. Okay. Whenever I rent, I'm not fixing that ceiling fan, I'm not replacing the roof. And plus, if I'm in a transition place, like I don't know if I'm even going to be here next year, I might be across the country. Okay, I can absolutely make a case for renting. But whenever you rent, you're paying my mortgage. You're paying my mortgage. I don't need you to pay my mortgage anymore. I need you to pay you. So every time you pay somebody in rent, there's nothing you get in equity. You don't pay down something that you own. You're helping somebody else. If you own, you help yourself. That's the mentality I want people to take from it. Renting is fine, but now it's time for you to start paying yourself and investing in you.
Yeah, so there's the mortgage payment is being made anyway. It's either your mortgage or it's your landlord's, right? And so every month that the landlord's payment is made, there's a portion that goes into principal that's paying down their mortgage balance, right? And then there's the appreciation, and they're building equity every single month and year. And if it's a fixed rate mortgage, then it doesn't change a whole lot. Of course, the taxes and insurance might change a little bit, but it stays relatively stable versus what happens to rents every year. Do you increase your rents every year on the properties that you own?
Okay, so I've been doing it for what, 26, 27 years now? Not every year have I increased rents, but almost every year. So I'd say 90% of the time I'm increasing rents. So when inflation comes in and drives all prices higher, my income is going higher because I'm increasing the rents. Don't get me wrong, it's still hard, it's still challenging, but increasing rents is almost an annual thing to do. Just like your rent and your bills or your groceries, things go up. Same thing here. My income goes up whenever I increase my rents.
Yeah, so that's good on the investor side. However, on the tenant side, then as far as a renting versus owning comparison, uh, the tenant doesn't have control over their monthly payment long term.
Yeah, and again, I can absolutely make a case for renting, but if you're looking to plan ahead and create roots and make generational wealth part of your programming, you almost have to buy a home at this point.
Right.
It's that important.
Lots of people, though, don't have a lot of money to put down. And there's still the thought in a lot of people's minds that I have to have 20% down to purchase a home. If I'm buying a $200,000 home, that's $40,000, and I just don't have that. What strategies do we have to be able to buy homes with less?
Yeah, and we're getting the word out on this, Tim. You do not need 20% down. More and more people understand that. Oftentimes, you just need 3% down. But if you have reasonable credit, like 620 or higher, that means you can get down payment assistance programs that'll take that 3% and make it even less. So there's programs out there to help you buy a home. These are from state and federal agencies. So they've gone to Congress to create these funds for us. And I'd say take advantage of them in every case you can. I bought my first home using a down payment assistance program. Sometimes they're called first time home buyers. They're essentially the same thing, but they're there for us to use so we can get started.
Yeah, that's good for people to know that we don't have to have that 20% down. That was, our parents, grandparents had to do that. But now there's a lot of programs. And then for military, there's a VA financing.
It's the best mortgage out there, my man. I don't know if they can give us really good health benefits, but they can put us into debt real quick right now. They can put us into debt real easy. So yeah, 0% down. There's no PMI. It's the lowest interest rate you can find. Even here in Texas, we have a Texas Veteran Land Board that helps buy down the rate if you're a disabled veteran. It's an unbeatable rate. It's in the fives right now, where everybody else has mortgages in the sixes. This Texas Veteran Land Board buys the rate down for you to help you get a lower rate on your mortgage. It's the best loan out there, and thankfully we have it. So if you're a veteran, just know that you can get a better mortgage, more aggressive rate than anybody else on the market.
Yeah, that's great. That's very helpful. And it helps with being able to afford the higher price home since we had the recent increases on the home prices. So that really helps. When I was active duty and I kept it as a rental, similar to your story with your uncle, and so that was good. So for listeners who want to get started in home buying or be an investor, how does someone take that first step into real estate?
Yeah. So there are so many great services that help you purchase a home. I feel like your first step is to go find a great real estate agent like Tim and call him up and say, "Hey, I'm looking to buy a home. What do I need to know?" And if your agent's any good, and Tim will help you, they'll guide you through the steps. They'll tell you what you need to do, what good neighborhoods there are, and they will refer you to good partners that will help accommodate you in the process. So I'm a loan officer. You usually speak to me at some point, but absolutely I need you to find your favorite real estate agent that you know. You know more than you think. If you don't think you know anybody, somebody in your network knows one. Reach out to Tim or call your friends, say, hey, who's a good agent for me to use? Eventually, they'll have you talk to a loan officer. But yeah, first step to speak to a real estate agent about finding the right house for you.
Yeah, that's great. Do you find that there's any common misconceptions about buying a first home?
Oh, sure. Sometimes, Tim, people don't know what they don't know. And oftentimes, people don't even know what to ask. I'm so new, I don't even understand what to ask. So I've actually learned through time that I give a presentation to anybody that's a first time home buyer. I go through like it's a slideshow, like you'd give on your listing appointment. Here's the mortgage. Here's what you need to know. Here's how much you'd owe on your home after a while. Here's how much equity you'd build. Here's what benefits your family would see. And don't forget, these are the costs to it. And afterwards, people are like, oh, okay, I kind of get it. Like when I bought my first home, nobody told me anything. And they probably weren't malicious people. Maybe they didn't know how to tell me anything. I don't know. So now I really try to be very like no pressure, right? There's zero salesy stuff. Here's what you need to know about buying a home. Because there are a lot of misconceptions about a lot of different things, depending on who you've heard what from. So if you cover all the bases and you have a good partner that helps you go through the process and teach you things that you may not understand or knew to start out with, you'll feel a lot better about moving forward and buying a home.
Hmm. Yeah, that's good. So, what do you tell people who have a home and they're looking to buy their first investment property?
So this is also like a custom conversation in a way, but I'll tell you the two main paths that are normal for us to have. So one is, okay, can you move again? Meaning, can you keep your primary home that you have now and buy another primary home? Because if you can, that's the least out of pocket, it's the best interest rate, it's the easiest way for you to purchase another home. Now, if you can't do that, meaning you have to stay and buy another property, then your biggest challenge will be that down payment requirement. 20 or 25% down is what you might need to have when you do buy an investment property. So on our primary home, we don't need that. Just like we just spoke about a few moments ago, when I get to the investment property side, I'm buying on the MLS, I find that great home, I might need 20 or 25% down to execute. It's a chunk of change, but if you can do it, that's what I would tell you need to plan on.
As far as the strategy for investing, we talk a lot about the buy and hold approach. Why is buy and hold the strategy that you advocate the most versus all the other different investor strategies out there?
Oh, sure. And listen, Tim, I don't want to knock anything, okay? The buy and hold thing, I keep a property, I rent the property, I create income from the property, but at the end of 5 or 10 years, I get all the equity from that property. If I flip or sell homes, that's great. I create income, but somebody else is getting to capture all the equity if they own it over time. We make money three ways when we hold homes. The first way is through the appreciation of the property. It goes up in value over time. Maybe not every year, but over time, it'll go up in value. The second way is from the principal buy down. This is where my mortgage balance keeps going down. It's going down because the tenant is paying me. They're paying my mortgage for me. So it's my mortgage balance is going down while my appreciation rate, this is my equity. Over time, my equity builds in two ways: appreciation and buy down on the mortgage. And the third way is from the cash flow of the property. I'm earning incomes three different ways doing buy and hold properties. That's why I love it, man. It's a great place to be.
Yeah, that's powerful. One of the good ways to finance investment properties is through the DSCR financing. I know that's something that you specialize in, but lots of people may not know what that acronym stands for. Could you explain that kind of, not just definition, but what is it?
Sure. So DSCR lending is a different type of mortgage. There's a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, if you recognize these names. I don't know if you do, Mr. and Mrs. Listener, but these are mortgage entities that lend money to us across the country. What a DSCR loan is, it stands for Debt Service Coverage Ratio. It's an acronym, but essentially it says, hey, I don't need your tax returns. I don't need your W 2s. It's okay if you don't even have income. The only income I'm concerned about with a DSCR loan is the income of the property. There's no such thing as a debt to income ratio with a DSCR loan. And I can keep the property in my LLC name if I want to. Another strategy that we use. So it has a lot more diversity to a lot of different people. Fannie and Freddie are fine, but not everybody fits into that box. DSCR allows us flexibility mostly because the income is derived from the property itself and not from me.
And that's going to have the higher down payment requirements, right?
Okay, I mean, don't get me wrong, a duplex will cash flow better than a single family. Okay, so if it's cash flowing better, that means maybe I only need 20% down. But on a single family home right now, the way rents are, and it's usually about 25% down is what a DSCR loan would need. But on a multifamily, yeah, you can do 20.
Yeah. And so it's not for the first time investor, but there is a more advanced strategy, which is to buy a house that needs some work and maybe use a hard money loan or some other short term lending, fix it, and then to refinance it into a DSCR loan. Can you talk a little bit about that strategy?
Yeah, the BRRRR method, BRRRR. And it's another acronym, but it stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. You can Google it if you'd like to, but I would say it's talked about in a very friendly and nice way to make it sound super easy. So you buy my book or buy my program. So be a little careful when you're out there looking for things. It is not easy. Whenever I got started doing it, 20% down or 25% was impossible. So my choice was either impossible or not easy. I just chose the not easy route. The Burr method absolutely works. I still do it to this day. It's just a lot harder than some TikTok videos or fake book videos like to talk about it. Okay. You can absolutely do it. I would just tell you to research it a little bit more, find a good person that can you can bounce some ideas off. I'm sure you'd probably help a little bit with it, Tim, right? I'm here to help too, but I firmly believe that the Burr method is a great strategy to use and it can work and just need to make sure that you're understanding each step of the process along the way.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, it's a very powerful tool to use. Good strategy. However, there are some very big risks with it too. The short term financing is expensive, and so there's usually upfront points, and there's monthly payments that you have to make that are usually fairly high compared to a typical owner occupied 30-year financing note. So these are going to be a lot more expensive, right? And then you have the risk of hiring contractors, managing the work, making sure everything gets done on time. And then that impending deadline that you have, having to refinance out into some other type of loan. So if you don't have, all that planned out, it's possible to get into trouble doing that.
Yes, it is. I feel too, Tim, one of the hints that I will tell people is that if you live in a sort of populated area, If you live out in the rural country, this may not apply, but most of us can find a real estate investing group close to us. And the way we find these is through Meetup or Eventbrite. These are websites that are free. Sometimes you can see some of them on Bigger Pockets. Even Facebook will have local real estate investor groups. And you can go there and meet with people and, hey, how are you doing that? Oh, you're doing it this way? Okay. Oh, you're doing a different strategy. Talk to me about that. You can network with people. Some of them even give little educational classes during them. So I would say or encourage you to find a group close to you, get plugged in, meet some people, and just feel it out some. Just have a good time and see how you feel afterwards. Trust your instincts, but you can learn a lot from these groups that are out there.
Yeah, that's good advice. Yeah, so finding like-minded people that you can bounce ideas off of is really important, especially as you're getting started.
I'm still bouncing stuff off, Tim. I've been doing it for 25 years. Yeah, every day it's a learn. You still are out there grinding, and absolutely, people are still teaching me to this day. It never stops.
Yeah. Looking ahead, where do you see the Texas real estate and lending market headed over the next few years?
If this is your first time hearing about Texas real estate, welcome. We appreciate you being here. But most of us know that the secret is out. People are coming here in droves. It's affordable, it's free, comparatively speaking to some other places. I can find a good job here. I can buy land. It's got all sorts of great benefits, and people are not going to stop coming. So if you don't get started in it now, it's just going to be more and more demand later. We've already seen the numbers. Over the past 40 years, the Texas population has doubled. No other state can say that. It's not stopping. We have enough land here to that the whole world could live in Texas. It's a crazy thought. But I moved here from New York City. So when I got here, I didn't even know that there would be trees. I thought it was like all like El Paso. I had been to El Paso one time. So I got him like, oh, there's grass and trees and stuff. But I can buy a house on an acre. They sell those, a house on an acre of land. That's not even in existence in New York. There's not even a house. All of the things are triplexes or quads or apartments or it's just a completely different thing. And if you go to San Francisco or Washington, D.C. or L.A., some of these places aren't even as populated as we are here. And their housing market is through the roof. It's insane how much it costs to buy in these places. But here, we can afford a place on land. So I would encourage you, if this is what you're thinking about doing it, try everything you can to do it. You won't regret it.
What would be your top piece of advice for anyone that's looking to start building wealth through real estate today?
All right. So here's what I would really want to say about this, right? You don't have to get into real estate. I need you to live in your means. All of us that have many properties and are very successful, we usually live just a little bit below our means. That way we save money to buy real estate. We really like it. So if you're early on and you're thinking about what should I really be doing, I need you to create a habit of saving money. And this is going to sound so silly, Tim, but just bear with me for a minute. If you do not have a habit of saving money, I need you to start with $5 every paycheck for the next 3 months. Just put $5 aside. Andrew, what's that going to do? I need you to create the habit. The habit is more important than the $5. Because after you establish a habit, it takes usually 6 weeks. We're going to do it for 3 months. That's more than 6 weeks. You're going to increase a little bit more and increase a little bit more. And you'll get used to having the habit of saving money. And if you go, Andrew, some emergency came up, I had to use that money for, okay, great. That's exactly what it's there for. I need you to have an emergency budget so that you don't get off rails and you don't get into credit card debt. Remember, I can get you a house with very little savings. That's what these down payment programs are for. I need you to be consistent in your savings plan so that you can enjoy what Tim and I are enjoying. We already see what the benefit of it is, come on in. It's a great place to be.
That's great. Thank you, Andrew. And for those listening out there, if you're interested about building wealth through real estate, don't just listen. Take action. Call or reach out to one of us, ask questions, and start building a plan. You can contact me through my website, timlockharthomes.com, or give me a call at 940-228-1730. And if this episode has helped you, please share it with a friend and comment. And we appreciate you being here. This is the False Home Front, and we'll catch you on the next one. Appreciate you tuning in. Want more insider tips on buying, selling, and investing in Wichita Falls and North Texas? Subscribe now and keep watching. Your next move starts here.